Every employee is responsible to log their time worked in a timely and accurate manner. This video will introduce you to our timekeeping system and teach you how to log into your system, enter your time correctly, and avoid the most common timekeeping mistakes. After you finish this presentation, you should be able to enter your time without errors and ensure your paycheck arrives on time. We use the Unanet timekeeping software to, among other tasks, track the hours each employee works. Our system is found at bowengroup.unanet.biz. Your individual logon identifier and password are provided to you during your orientation. Once you've logged in, you'll probably land on your dashboard page. If for any reason you don't, simply click on the Time tab at the top of the page and select Dashboard. Here you may see your current timesheet or maybe an expense report that you've started or completed. At the right side, you'll see the Help icon. By clicking on that, you can access a variety of articles that can be very helpful as you navigate Unanet. At the top of the page, you'll have a number of drop-down options. Today, let's concentrate on the one you'll use most often, timekeeping. Let's assume you don't have an active timesheet yet, or maybe you've already completed and submitted your existing timesheet at the end of the pay period. You'll need to create a new one. Click on the plus symbol and select the correct date range for the new timesheet, and then click Save. Now you've got a new timesheet. Let's get your hours recorded. The first task is to make sure that you have selected the proper time code, or CLIN, assigned to you. Not every agent on every team uses the same code. Your new timesheet may automatically select the correct code, but if for any reason it doesn't, you'll need to select the correct one for yourself. You're responsible to record your hours at the end of each workday without fail. Your hours are recorded to the next 1/10 of an hour. 1/10 of an hour is 6 minutes, and you'll round to the nearest 1/10. For example, if you work 8 hours and 13 minutes, you round down to 8.2 hours. But if you work 8 hours and 15 minutes, you'd round up to 8.3. Simple. Your daily timesheet entry may require more than one line. For example, regular time, overtime, holiday, leave, or other special circumstances all require a different code and therefore a separate line for each. After you've correctly entered your time, simply click on the Save button and boom, you're done for the day. If you make an error, your timesheet may be rejected, which will just require you to take time to correct that error before your paycheck can be processed and issued. All timesheets are reviewed, but if your timesheet mistake isn't caught during the review process, you could be paid less than you're owed, requiring a later supplemental payment. If your mistake results in you getting paid too much, that excess payment will be subtracted from a future check, making that check far less than you expect. We certainly don't want either. By following a few simple rules, you can avoid having to correct your mistakes, and you can ensure your paycheck is issued on time and in the correct amount. Let's take a look at those few common mistakes. Every Bowen employee working in support to a government contract records their work against one of their assigned pay codes. These codes are available on your timesheet and include a regular time option, overtime, holiday, and if necessary, other options including, but not limited to, personal leave, bereavement, maternity, workman's comp, etc. If you're missing any of those required codes, notify your supervisor so it can be corrected. First, for hourly employees, you may occasionally work more than your regular 40 hours a week. For those extra hours, you're entitled to overtime pay. But the first 40 hours of any week must be entered as regular time, and all hours after that first 40 must be entered as overtime. If you enter any hours in overtime before you've recorded that first 40 of regular time, or you've entered time over 40 hours as regular time, your timesheet will be rejected. Because Bowen pay periods end on the 15th and the last day of each month, your work weeks may not match up exactly to your pay period. You'll need to keep up with your hours worked in the work week, even if that week overlaps two different pay periods. Likewise, you're entitled to holidays, whether you take those holidays as time off or you work that day. The rules for holidays are easy. Unanet will pre-populate your timesheet with 8 hours on each holiday. If you don't work a holiday, you simply record that 8 hours using that holiday code. But if you work a holiday, you will still record 8 hours of holiday time, but you will also record the number of hours you worked under regular time. Remember, if those regular hours take you over a total of 40 hours that week, you should record any hours over 40 under the overtime code. If you have any special circumstances I mentioned before, use the corresponding code provided. If you have sick, holiday, vacation, regular hours, or overtime hours all in the same pay period, then you will have multiple lines on which you record the accurate time. If you find that a required code isn't available on your timesheet or you have any questions, always talk to your supervisor who can have that code added to make sure you are recording your time correctly. Finally, be careful if you need to record hours under more than one code in a single day. For example, if you work 4 hours and you take 4 hours of personal time, check with your supervisor in the chat room or by text. Better to get their input before making a mistake that could cause you to be rejected. Remember, you and you alone have the responsibility for entering your time accurately at the end of every workday, not the next morning. And you are solely responsible to accurately complete, review, and submit your timesheet for review on the last day of each pay period, not the day after. We hope this video helps. Recording your time correctly saves you time making corrections, the supervisor's time reviewing incorrect timesheets, and ensures you get paid the right amount on the right day. If you have any questions, reach out to your supervisor. They're always ready to help. Thank you for your support to the Bowen team, the Veterans Administration, and our nation's valued veterans.